Leos, you guys know who you are. You know how you feel because you always come from a heart space, right? This feels good. This doesn't feel good. But have a look at this. We've got 3 swords cards coming up. We've got, the high priestess, which she's all about knowledge as well. What do I know? What's going on with this, that internal knowledge that we have. Then there's reflection, looking back. The only wands energy, which is fire energy, your energy, is coming up as the advice. Telling you to, it's kind of advising you to get back to that fire energy. And I know that's not easy at this time. I'm kind of jumping around. Let's have a look. So we have the Queen of Swords coming up because you guys have changed. That's why the Hermit's coming up. And that happens, right? I talked about this before in last time's outro where, we are all meant to be kind of experts on ourselves, right? But at the moment, we don't even know who we are. Well, this week, you guys know who you are. With the Queen of Swords coming up, this is about authenticity, like who you truly are. Sword of truth, right? She can hold it up like that. She always has the other hand raised, like come forward. She's now ready. So if you've been doing that hermit energy of not interacting with people or needing to take a step back, not getting involved, now it's like you're calling people forward again, saying, yeah, come, but they better be prepared for the truth that you have for them. And they all better also bring you the truth because you're not ready to put up with any shit. The Queen of Swords is, she's the fighter. She's been through so much. She's the divorce queen, the widow queen, the heartbreak queen. She's seen it all. She's done it all. But she's turned it all into knowledge. She knows. She knows. And because she's been through so much, she's got that attitude of, well, I've survived so much. What could I not survive now? It doesn't occur to her. She cannot be bothered with any kind of niceties, lying, any of that kind of stuff. It's like, just give it to me real. I've faced it all. I'm ready to go forward with the truth. And that's very much your energy as it kind of comes up here. Now, some of you may be dealing with an air sign or someone who has those kinds of qualities. So that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's the underlying energy. So I kind of feel that's your energy. The other thing with this is it's very kind of logical energy. There's a complete detachment from emotions here. Emotions do come back in. We see that here, but for now, you want to know the truth. The plain, cold, hard truth. That's what this is about. Some knowledge. I feel like you've come into some kind of knowledge, something that you understand now. And you're ready to speak it and you're ready to have it spoken to you. In fact, have a look at what's at the heart of your reading. We have the Ace of Swords. This is a new way of communicating, a new way of thinking. And I always say this whenever the Ace of Swords shows up is that, it's that cycle. It runs from the Ace to the 10, right? I have the 9 here, but it runs from the Ace to the 10. And the 10 of Swords, it's where that person's left in the dirt with 10 swords in their back. So I always say when the 10 of Swords comes up, that's you. You've pulled the swords out and it's time to get up again, right? You might be at rock bottom. You've done that. You've done that. And both these cards say that. You've gone through the shit and it's left you with this one sword of truth. And by God, are you holding that sword up high? Yeah. I keep saying it, but I can't emphasize enough how much the truth is a big thing. And it's a new truth. So you may have people around you. It's implied when this kind of energy comes up, especially for a sign like you, Leo, it's almost as if, people are going to look at you and think, who are you? Or what happened to you? And you're almost like, never you mind what happened to me. What are you all about? What do you bring to my life? What are you doing here? What's your truth in this situation? Because swords are not just there to be held up high. Sometimes we swing them, right? To cut things out of our life, to cut people out of our lives. But it's not, as much as we have the 9 of Swords in, I'll get to that in a moment. This is a very kind of victorious energy because you've gone through the wars to find your truth. It's like you fought something internal. I'm pretty certain it was internal with the High Priestess coming up to come to this place of understanding, to know who you are now. And I think this is like taking baby steps out in the world to now show the world, this is my truth. This is where I come from. This is what I'm all about. What are you all about? So it's not just about expression at this point. Ooh, okay. So we have the High Priestess coming up as the pastoral foundation energy. So this kind of refers to, I think, where this kind of swords energies come from. The High Priestess, this is very passive energy. And I think that's the kind of difference now. I think a lot of you have felt like you've been passive for a while. Maybe observing, maybe trying to understand. But that's what the High Priestess does. She has her knowledge, but she doesn't act on it. Now, this may also be when we're trying to understand something, which you've understood it now, for sure, with this energy coming up. You have understood it, but you've gone through it. This card's about intuition. It can be about secrets as well, but it's about doing things in secret. So maybe you still had that smile on your face, but inside there was all this other stuff that was going on. That's what the High Priestess is kind of telling me here. As much as people look at her and they do talk about secrets, she is willing to share her secrets with you. It's not like she isn't. But she says you have to trust your intuition to have her knowledge. You have to trust your higher self. What is that gut feeling? What is that instinct? And some of you may have acted on an instinct or explored it further. So it's going to play out differently for each of you with that. But like I say, the past is last week, last month, last year. It doesn't matter. It's this about the past. You trying to have a deeper understanding of a situation or going with your instinct. That's what leads to the Nine of Swords. For some of you, I'm going to say for all of you, you were pretty right. Whatever your instinct was, you were right on the money for it. Now, with the Nine of Swords coming up, this is stress, anxiety, right? This is, it's reacting to something that's going on. I'd never think that the Nine of Swords is just someone making shit up in their head. I don't believe that. I don't think anyone wakes up who wants to feel this way. But there is stress and anxiety here. Why? Why is there stress and anxiety here? And the reason I say that, I'm not trying to be difficult. The reason I say that is your instincts were correct. You have your truth. You know, it's about how you communicate this, how you go forward. And I kind of think for some of you, the truth, as much as you wanted it, it feels very cold and it feels very harsh. And I think, like I said, it's you bringing it out into the world. And I know, you know, a lot of this is coming through intuitively. I can't explain to you why it's coming through like that. It just is. It's kind of been that way this week for me with readings. And it may just be that this is, the way the generals have been coming up, I'm just going to say this, they've felt more like personal readings recently. So I don't know if it's, I'm just picking up on one or two people that need to hear the message. And if that's the case, that's the case. You know, I don't create the messages that come up as much as some people tend to think I do. You know, I don't. You see me shuffle and I read whatever's there. But think about it. The Queen of Swords, she doesn't get stressed out like this. So you know your truth. So think about it. Work with me here. Have a look at, I'll explain to you how I'm figuring this out. If the Queen of Swords is good on who she is, knows her truth, is stepping forward with the truth and only wants the truth, right? From other people. Why would she be stressed out about that? She wouldn't. You know, damaged people are dangerous. They know they can survive. Not just survive, this one thrives. If that's the case, this has to be to do with other people. Because she's good in who she is. And if the Ace of Swords is here, which is victory through clarity and the truth, this has to be that, you know, someone's either lying to me or they're not going to be able to accept my truth. And that would be stressful because you can't be anyone other than who you are. And you know that. You know that. And I understand this. I've been through this many times in my life myself, where you know what your truth is, but bringing it out into the world, that's a different story altogether. I think also it is the coldness of it. That's what's kind of coming through here. The kind of, you know, because you might always have been the life and soul of the part. You might always have been, you know, who does this make me now? If this is who I am now, what does that mean for my circle of friends? What does that mean for my family? What does that mean for work? What does that mean for all of this stuff? Sorry, I'm hitting the mic, getting overly excited here. But the thing with the Nine of Swords, it says it's not as bad as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. It isn't. Everything looks worse when you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and it feels like the rest of the world is asleep, cuddled up with their honeys. And even if you've got someone next to you in your bed, you know, you're by yourself. You feel alone, right? You've just got all this stuff, all these swords, these thoughts, these beliefs, these ideas going around your head. It feels worse. It magnifies it. What's the solution to all of this? Well, believe it or not, it's the past. We have the Six of Cups coming up here. Now, for some people, this is going to be a yearning for some truth, you know, that from the past, the innocence of the past. This is a very innocent energy. It's nostalgia. It's beautiful energy. But it's something about your truth that is rooted in the past. I say that because we have the Ace of Swords sat above the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is looking back. And what this says to you is, when you go forward, right? When we go forward, because this is the future. This is how we see the future as we go forward. It's telling you those happy memories in the past, they're not just in the past. Sometimes we look back at the past and we think, oh my God, those times are so great and they're never going to happen again. Why not? Why wouldn't they happen again? Nothing in nature happens just once. And I always say this, that, you know, when we think about the past and those beautiful memories of the past, the happiness from the past, we must come from a place where we energetically believe that I can do this even better. That if I was that happy in the past, imagine how much happier I can be now that I have my sword of truth. Then I didn't even understand stuff. Now I understand. I have an extra deeper understanding. For some of you, I kind of get the sense, and this is a very specific message, this is about vindication. You've stuck by it. Someone didn't trust you. Someone didn't believe you. And excuse me, remember, it's a general reading, so it can work both ways. This might be you didn't trust someone else, that they were lying to you. And because the High Priestess is secrets. I kind of feel like everything gets, all the cards, no pun intended, are laid out here. Everything is clearly shown. There is vindication here. You know, whoever was accused of lying, or if it was you especially, you know, it comes out. Because the Queen of Swords, she doesn't lie. Why would she lie? She doesn't care. She always believes the truth is better no matter what. And that may be that there's a return of happy memories. That kind of innocence is restored. I don't know why the innocence aspect is so important in your reading, but it is. And what's the advice here? The advice is hold your head up high with pride. This is recognition for the work that's been done. This is, you know, this person gets up on their horse and says, hey, look at me. Look what I did. Another victory card. You have 2 victory cards here. This is not just about a personal truth, although it took you getting to a personal truth and standing by that truth for this to be successful, for you to be victorious. And I know I haven't kind of pinpointed this to a relationship or work or whatever, but think about it. Those energies can apply to anything. This could be a family matter. This could be at work. Someone accused you of something. Relationships, whatever it is. Do you see the return of happy memories though? Or, you know, creating happy memories for the future through the truth though. There's a loss of innocence and there's that return of that innocence. That's what I'm getting. That feels very important to say. But you can hold your head up high. This is hold your head up high with pride. You know, you always knew, you always had the knowledge of what was going on, and maybe other people didn't believe you. And that's what this is about. And this might be crunch point, and this is the present. So this could be the beginning of the week, or kind of where your thoughts are going into this week, where it's almost like, what the hell's going on? You know, why does no one believe me? It's so obvious. I've stood in my truth. Well, you need to get all Leo about it. Don't just speak your truth. Just hold your head up and shake your mane out and say, this is the truth. I know this is the truth. I know I stand by this with pride. What I did was right, or what happened, I know this is the truth. Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. And, you know, that could be what we have 2 6s coming up here. And I do get that. It's a very harmonious energy with those 2. So things do start to balance out. If someone comes to you with an apology, I'm going to say that. Please be gracious and take it. Like that's going to be the point where, yes, you can hold your head up high, but, you know, if you're like, screw you, I told you, like, you rub their nose in it. Please don't do that. You know, you've had grace throughout this. You've stood in your truth. Now's not the time to kind of give way to those kind of lower energies and try to rub someone's nose in it. Because imagine it would take them a lot to come forward and say, hey, I did wrong. And this could be someone from the past with the 6 of Cups coming up. Just be gracious. They might not resonate with your truth now. You may not want them in your life, but you can hear them out and just say, okay, well, you know, forgive them for yourself. You don't have to forgive them for them. You don't even have to say anything to them, but just be gracious. I'm getting that. TikTok. Now, this is where we kind of feel like I'm running out of time. Maybe that's the stress here. You know, the stress that's coming up here, it might be connected with the timing of it. Whereas like this has been going on for too long. I don't know how much more I can take of this. You know, what the hell is going on? Is this ever going to shift, move forward? I just got the thing, somebody thinks they might be getting too old to have children. Six of Cups coming, that can be a children kind of card. But this isn't about any of that stuff, guys. And TikTok actually says in the message in the book for it, which I haven't read for quite a while, but it does. I remember one of the things that kind of sticks out always in my memory about that is there is no past, there is no present, there is no future. Not really. All that matters is the moment that we're in right now. We understand time in that way because we're human beings and we live in this dimension, and that's how we do it, right? But it's all about now. It's all about this present moment. What's your truth in this moment, guys? No matter what happened in the past, no matter what's coming up in the future, you know, right now, when you wake up at 3 a.m. stressed out, not sleeping, you know, stressed, worried about this, worried about how you're going to be perceived. That is the moment. And how do we get out of this? I always say with the Nine of Swords, how to fix this is 1, make sure you get enough rest. 2, talk about it. Queen of Swords, she's very communicative. She's very articulate. She can say what she's thinking very clearly and get people to understand it. Speak your truth. Dear wonderful you, intimacy is scary sometimes. It means you have to let someone else get to know the real you. That's the real you, not the perfect, flawless mask you wear for others. No, it's time to reveal the cool one, the passionate one, the imperfect one that is totally you without artificial walls. Yes, you will be exposed and vulnerable for a time, but it'll be so worth it. This is the only way you will know true closeness with others, and you will also be close to spirit and to us. There is amazing freedom that comes when you let go and just be yourself with another or a group. Release from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy is truly empowering. So may we support you wholeheartedly in this choice. You will know yourself better, and we hope learn to love yourself as much as we do. Life is about who we are with others, so share it and you will be so glad you did. Loving you so much. And guys, I want you to think about this. That's what this kind of, if you forget all this stuff, look at these two. These two have that exact message. She wears her scars proudly. You know, she's gone through a lot, but they've made her who she is. She's proud of who she is. You know, she's fought every war out there, and it's given her great knowledge now through that experience. She's gone through judgment card energy again and again and again, hit by the tower, but it's made her strong. She knows her truth. And it's saying, you know who you are, whatever you've been through. Hold your head up high, whoever you've become, whoever this amazing person is now that you are, with your sword of truth. Be proud of that person. Be proud of that person. Doesn't matter how many times you fell down. It doesn't matter what you did to get here. You know, we all make, and I don't even believe in mistakes. That's why I always say there's no good or bad. There are no mistakes. Everything leads or has built the person that you are right now, right? With this whole time thing. Where you are right now, that is the point where the past meets the future. So now is all that matters. Who you are right now.